if we can then pull off this, we can then get a poison counter and start the process early. Let's assume our opponent... Oh. It's always a thoughtseize, even in Brawl. I'm pretty sure, though, they will have removal soon, or they're going to throw in Core Vault ASAP. But if we can have Atraxa... Oh! Okay, well, we did it! Hello, my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with the hottest in budget deck technology. And for today's deck tech, we're going to be jumping into the Historic Brawl format. Wait, hold on one second. Oh, it's not called Historic Brawl anymore? Oh, it's just actually called regular Brawl. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, in any case, either way, we're jumping, of course, into the Brawl format to play a fun deck that, honestly, I played this actually in a Explorer style of deck where we tried to play a bunch of the uncommon Planeswalkers, and let's just say the deck did not perform to my liking. Okay. Brings us down to 6. Turn on into the bug. Oh, actually, no. Well, that killed us. Oh, jeez. Well, we tried, everybody. Obviously, we're probably going to lose next turn, but hey. Oh, wait. Actually, we just lost here. Well, again, it is what it is. We tried, everybody. Oh, boy. We're just way too slow, I guess. Yep, our opponent beat us here with their combo. However, we're going to give this another shot. We're going to take advantage of two fun things that I like doing. I like playing the Toxic mechanic, adding poison counters to our opponent, but I also want to keep this budget. So we're going to take advantage of these janky Planeswalkers and gives this deck a second shot at life in a remixed version that I am simply calling today Poisonous Planeswalkers. Longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about stats in the deck before we jump into it. So we're looking today at a 4-color deck of white, blue, black, and green. We're running an average mana curve of about 2.7, and we're rocking 24 creatures in the deck. We have 12 instants. We have 9 sorceries, 6 artifacts, 5 enchantments, and 11 planeswalkers, rounding it out with 35 lands. So real quick disclaimer, everyone, I'm still a little under the weather, but we're still going to try to find a way to make this video work. So bear with me on this as I try to push my way through this next part of the video. In any case, here's what we're trying to do today. Basically, we're just trying to put a bunch of poison counters on our opponent, and hopefully we just overwhelm them with that to get to our quick victory there. So I figured, why not we give this a second shot now that we of course have the one and only Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. So let's talk about our commander for today. So this 4-color commander is a Phyrexian Angel Horde that's a 4/4 that reads it has Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, and the most important part, at the beginning of your end step, Proliferate. Proliferate just basically means you can choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind they already have. Basically, of course, that's how we're just going to try to get our game plan. Also, if you've been on the channel for a while, you've probably already seen I am definitely a fan of the Toxic/Poison mechanics, and therefore we've done quite actually a few varieties of them, both single, double, even triple color decks throughout the past year. So I figured this is possibly our best opportunity to put together a 4-color pile. So it's a little janky, but bear with me as we kind of explain how this is going to work. The easiest way we figured we could put the whole deck together is, why not just throw in every single card that has Toxic, Proliferate, or the Poison mechanic as we could on a budget. So that's how we're kind of doing it. So kind of just going to ramble all off of them. You probably have seen all these cards, of course, if you've seen many of my other deck techs where we've talked about Toxic and Poison and all that jazz. So this will be pretty much familiar to everybody. We're going to use cards Crawling Chorus, Skrelv Defector Might, Billowas Skull Dweller, Venerated Rot Priest, Duelist of the Deep Faith, Jawbone Duelist, Thrumming Bird, Blightbelly Rat, Pestilent Siphoner, Venser Corpse Puppet, Voidwing Hybrid, Slaughter Singer, Mirror Convert, Annex Sentry, Flux Channeler, Unctus Retrofitter, Bone Picker Scourge, Stinging Hive Master, Bloated Contaminator, Ichor Spit Basilic, Tainted Observer, Plague Nurse, Venomous Brutalizer, and Necrogen Rot Priest. All of these creatures, of course, as I just mentioned, have at least the Toxic mechanic, or they have a way of adding Proliferation, or they have a way of just straight out adding poison counters, period, to our opponent. That's basically going to be all the creatures, which is actually pretty sweet about it. I'll talk about, of course, what this all is relevant for once we get to the land base, but of course, with all of these cards, they can at least function in some way, shape, or form to help push our game plan forward. As far as most of the instant sorceries, most of them, again, are going to be, again, anything that helps accelerate our game plan and protect our whole strategy. Malika Rebirth here can bring something back, or it's also a tap land. Whisper of the Dross has Proliferate. Sentry's Shelter here can also be a tap land or protection for a creature. Bring the Endering's a counterspell.
Experimental Augury can dig through our deck and proliferate. Prologue to Phyresis can get a poison counter on something and help us draw a card. Serum Snare can bounce something back and help us proliferate. Anoint with Affliction can help us exile a creature that we don't want to deal with. Infectious Guide can attack a creature and put a poison counter on something. Charge of Mice can be great to add some more creature tokens on the battlefield, or it can be used as a removal spell. Salinity Vision, same thing, tap land, or we can help us dig through our deck for another instance or sorcery. Vraska's Fall here can force our opponent to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker and add another poison counter. As far as the sorceries, we have a way to dig for stuff or proliferate with Thirsting Roots. Contentious Plan can proliferate and help us draw. Drowned Ichor is another creature removal with proliferate. A Natural Restoration can bring something back from the graveyard to our hand with proliferate. Distorted Curiosity can help us draw some cards. Infectious Inquiry here can help us draw some cards, and we can add a poison counter. Ball Again Recovery, an additional way to help us bring something back, and also can be a tap land in a pinch. Viral Spawning here can add some creature tokens to the battlefield that have Toxic. And finally, Feed the Infection here can help us draw some cards. We will lose some life in the process, but again, we just want to make sure we can dig for our deck for more answers. Now, as for the artifacts and enchantments, Skrell's Hide here, great for the deck, excellent synergy, can help us build up some more mites. And also, as long as we have 3 more poison counters on our opponent, they can have Toxic and Lifelink to help us stabilize. Necrogen Communion here can help us bring back something if we attach it to a creature. Great for us to find a way to protect Atraxa if we need to attach it to her. Arcane Signet, of course, gotta have that mana rock. Ichor Moon Gauntlet here, great for the actual second part of our game plan, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Maze's Mantle here, another way we can protect one of our creatures that has Toxic and give it hexproof. Spelunking here, really, really awesome card. I've talked about this card many times already. Definitely going to have it in the deck because it can make all of our tap lands become untapped. Great for helping us fix better. Phyrexian Atlas here, another mana rock that really goes synergistically with our deck. And finally, on the very top end of the curve, Goliath Hatchery, which can add some Phyrexian Beasts, but also with a Corrupted ability, we can then start drawing some cards equal to the total toxic value of what we have. And as far as the plan C to the deck, which is a little super janky here and also kind of part of what I mentioned earlier, we're going to then utilize as many uncommon planeswalkers as we can to help us kind of support the whole poison package. So we're using, of course, Teo the Shield Mage, Narset Parter of Veils, Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage, Dovin Hand of Control, Ashiok Dream Render, Kiora Behemoth Beckoner, The Wanderer, Kasmina Enigmatic Mentor, Vraska Swarm's Eminence, Obnixilis the Hate Twisted, and finally Kaya, Bane of the Dead. Each one of these also can tick themselves down, but as long as we keep proliferating, as long as we have a couple of these out, we can still keep taking advantage of their abilities, and also that can provide us a great amount of support for the whole game plan. Finally, bear with me again, we're almost done here. Finally, of course, we have the land package. So we are a 4-color deck, so it is going to be a crazy, massive pile of stuff, as you can see here. But again, it's going to be just everything we can. Granted, of course, it's going to be a lot of tap lands, but if you do have Spelunking out, it really makes the job a lot easier. So of course we have our plains, our islands, swamps, and forests as normal. We'll add the thriving lands of the Health, Isle. We have Moor and Grove. We'll have a Bajuka Bog for more graveyard hate. We, of course, will have cards such as Sandstep Citadel and Opulent Palace. Great for the fact that Khans of Tarkir came in, because these are great tap lands that are good on a budget. A Broker's Hideout for more fixing. Command Tower is a staple. Evolving Wilds to help us dig for more lands as well, as long as Obscure Storefront. We also have Terramorphic Expanse, of course. Pit of Offerings here makes it look a little goofy, and it really is situational, but it can still help us, of course, make sure we have some fixed mana for ourselves. Mirrex can help us create some more Phyrexian Mites, and since we are very heavily specific on Phyrexian creatures, we can then take advantage of Unclaimed Territory and Secluded Courtyard to make sure we have the right mana to cast our creatures on time. But that's basically the whole deck for you. Whew! Every time I do a Brawl deck, I always feel like I run out of breath. But of course you get the idea here, everybody. The question, of course, we have to ask is this 4-color pile capable of winning? Did we just put together perhaps the jankiest deck we've ever put together in this channel?
Good question, but I don't care!
Well, there's only one way to find out. So as always, join me as we jump into the Brawl format and see how well this deck does.
But before we continue, if you do like any of the content that I do, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck decks, and so much more.
Alright, my fire friends, here we go. We are playing Atraxa, or Poisonous Planeswalkers deck here in the Brawl format. Can we get a win with her? Let's see today. Okay, so we're a little high on the curve right now, but we do have Spelunking, so that's actually pretty good. Let's keep this. Hopefully we should be able to get a couple more lands, and we should be solid. Alright, so here we go. We're going to play our Command Tower first. So this means we have everything we need in terms of mana fixing. Alright, Mountain. Contentious Plan, that's good. Alright, Swamp, and we will pass here. At the very least, we actually have a counterspell for the early part of the game, so this buys us some time. Tap land. Okay, well, unfortunately, we don't have what we need yet, but that's okay. Jawbone Duelist at least can start the proliferation plan. Hopefully they don't have removal just yet. Alright, Fort Vale. Do you start putting down Dino's opponents? They do. But that one also can't block for the time being, so we can get in some poison counters now. This will be sweet. Okay, 4 is down. We will then swing here. Get 1 poison counter. Get 2 poison counters. Alright, so we are looking good right now, everybody. So with that, I think we can put down Kiora now. That technically kind of ramps us a bit, so we are good there. Okay, opponent, so the clock is ticking now. We are only 8 counters away, which is nice. We get to draw a card. Okay, nothing yet for us. Okay, so... Oh, okay, well, yay! We got a win! That's not quite how I wanted to get that win, but okay, you kind of saw we were about to go off there. Aw, wanted us to see if we can do a little bit more. Alright, my fiery friends, here we go. We are playing our Atraxa Poisonous Planeswalkers deck here in Brawl. Can we get our win today? Let's see what we can do. So, ooh, this is actually pretty nice here. We have everything we need. I think we can pull this off with what we got. We have some creatures already. We can pull out Atraxa pretty quick, and Yarok, ooh, that might be getting a lot of value out of that, but we're going to find a way to make it work. Let's call out, what do we call out here? I think we'll call out green. Probably going to want green. We have an Arcane Signet also, which is solid, and Command Tower. So, I'm guessing right now this is going to be the game of ramp right now. Alright, we got a forest. Alright, with that, let's put down our Command Tower, so now we have everything we need fixing-wise. Arcane Signet. We will play Thirsting Roots. We'll look for a basic land. Let's go ahead, let's get a Plains. At least now we have everything fixed. So this is great for us. The Weather Sea Treaty. Oh, okay, they got Necros. Interesting. Alright. It's going to be a little while before that gets fully turned on. Hopefully we can get there before then. Stinging Hive Master. So with that, let's put down our Plains. Let's put down Plague Nurse first. Alright. We can at least get 1 poison counter. We will be great. Alright, opponent is doing other stuff. Alright, here comes Yarok.
Bring it on.
Can we get around Yarok, though? Put down an island. Stinging Hive Master. And well, I guess we're going to have to pass here. Ideally, if we can have some removal, then we would be really in business right here. Alright, so with that, our opponent's got Pump on Yarok. A little scary, but this is fine, everyone. Uro. Double triggers on that, which is, again, scary, but this is fine. We can get around this. The good news about our deck, of course, is since we have Toxic, we don't really care too much about how much life they have. All we could just do is just put counters on them, and then we could just ride that out to victory. Omen of the Hunt. Now they're really going off here with their ramp. Alright, there we go. Opponent, do you swing? They do. Okay. Well, that's fine. We don't really, again, care too much about how much life they gain. All we just need to do is just start slowly beating them down. I think we do this. Atraxa coming in. That's what we came here for. We protect her with Necrogen Communion. Swing with both of our creatures here. They can block if they want to, but we just need to put at least 1 or 2 poison counters. The rest is done for us. Okay, so first poison counter on. Here we go, everybody. Here comes the proliferation. We do have a nice protection on it, which is great. Remember, for those of you that are interested in playing Atraxa here, you don't have to swing that much with her too often here just to get value. All you just need to do is just keep her protected, and that proliferate just kind of does the rest. Alright, so Invasion Zendikar right now was played. They're going to really ramp their... Wow, they're going really off with these lands. But okay, that's fine. Wow, okay, that's, again, a lot of ramp. I have no idea what they're ramping into, but it does kind of scare me a little bit here. It's not something that I just can't beat. But again, we can have Rasa here, which is pretty sweet because she can make some assassins, and those, again, can provide us a great amount of protection. Do you swing, opponent? They do. Okay, well, I'm not worried about that, so we're just going to let that do its thing. Alright, flips. Alright, so... how do we do this? I think we'll just put this down. Roscoe Swarm's Eminence. Tick down. Make an Assassin. Crawling Chorus. We go swinging with Atraxa. 33. But again, it puts poison counter, so this is actually what we really want. Submits. And then, as you saw right there, we were able to put another counter back on Vraska. That means we can keep making assassin tokens, which is really nice for us. Okay, Cruelty of Gix. Again, it's a little scary, but it's going to take time for it to actually go off. So all we have to do is just find a way around it. Portal of Pyrexia. Oh, okay. This is a little scary, but this is fine, everybody. Okay, what do we sacrifice here? So we sacrifice Crawling Chorus, Stinging Hive Master, and Plague Knights. Okay. They do leave behind some bodies, which is great for us. Oh, wait, I forgot. We sacrificed 3 more creatures. Ooh, okay. Well, I guess we have to sacrifice them again, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. We still have Atraxa on the field. They go hitting our Vraska here. It still has 1 loyalty counter, so I'm not too worried too much about that. So with that, we will... How do we do this? Okay, I think we'll play now Goliath Hatchery. Alright, make some beasts, which is nice. Alright, we gain some life. And we do some more of our thing. Okay, so with that... Up to 8. We're almost there. We almost got this. So Uro coming back in. Our deck's getting close to the win here. Can we pull this off? Or if our opponent doesn't have removal, we should be able to get the win here next turn. Okay, well, now they put a creature card onto the battlefield, which is a little frightening, but let's see what they do. Either way, everybody, the deck actually, you can see, we've managed to pull off again what we were trying to do here, so, again, unless our opponent has a removal, I think we have a win here. Invasion of Ravnica. Okay, again, a little scary. So, unfortunately, that doesn't really lose our things here. Well, this is actually really terrible, but that's okay, everybody, that's okay. We just put it back at the command zone. We do have at least enough where we can cast it again, which is great. Shieldred. Scary, but again, we have a way of getting around this. Uvenwald Piper. Ooh, yikes. That's very scary.
I'm in danger!
We're okay. We're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so with that, we do lose our graveyard now. Time to go swinging. How do we do this? Okay. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, I think we block here. You'll see why when I do this in a moment. Okay. They flip their invasion. Okay, Guild Pack Paragon coming in. Okay, so how do we do this now? Okay, I think Tainted Observer. Tick down. Create an assassin. We will pay the 2. Put another counter. Okay, wow, we're almost there. Okay, okay. And we just need to... and we somehow can get a win. Uro comes in again. Oh, this match is so close right now. We're so close. We just need 1 more poison counter, everybody. Can we do this? Opponent's going off again with Uro. They gain a ton of life. But all we just need is 1 poison counter, and we're okay. Ooh. Yikes. Oh. I think that's game.
Well, this stinks.
Well, we were close, everybody. That was terrible. But we came close. Again, I'm not mad. I mean, that was unfortunate, but... oh, man. We were so close on that one, but that's okay. You saw right there, we can do our thing. Maybe we'll get them next game. Okay, my fire friends, here we go. We are playing in the Brawl format our Poisonous Planeswalkers decks. Can we pull off a win here? We're going to try to see if we can actually get a legit win. We came so close, but I think I'm feeling it. We could do it today. We're going to pull this off. It's going to be awesome. All right, so with that, we will play our Terramorphic Expanse first, and we'll pass. Excuse me, everybody. Okay. With that, sack the Expanse. What do we want? What do we want to get? I think we're going to probably want to get green. So let's get a forest. All right, with that, Thirsting Roots, awesome. That's also awesome for us. Command Tower. Here's why. Thrumming Bird. If we can then pull off this, we can then get a poison counter and start the process early. Let's assume our opponent... oh. It's always a Thoughtseize. Even in Brawl, it's always a Thoughtseize. Watch, they're going to take that inquiry, and we will be set back a little bit. Watch. That's the wisest move they're going to have to do here. Oh, they took Vraska. That's an interesting move. Does they have more removal? No, they don't. Okay, then we're good. We're good, everybody. This actually can work out. Okay, so here's how we do this. So with that, unclaimed territory, we will call out Phyrexian. Oh, I'm surprised they actually did that. Okay, so that's perfect for us. Draw some cards. We'll lose a little life here. We get a poison counter. Swing. And then now we proliferate. Okay, well, we're in business. This is actually pretty good. This is better than I thought it was. Okay. Rugged Highlands. Corvold is going to be a scary commander, but it's okay. We still have time to build up what we need. Down to 22. Okay, so with that, what do we do here? Okay, I think we'll put down the island. We can put down Atraxa, so it is a Phyrexian. Swing again. We then proliferate again. 3, 4. All right, we're going off here. We're doing it. This is awesome. This is exactly what you want to do, everybody.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
I'm pretty sure, though, they will have removal soon, or they're going to throw in Corvold ASAP. But if we can have Atraxa... Oh, okay, well, we did it. Again, a little faster than I thought, but I'll take that win. All right, there you go, everybody. Opponent didn't want to deal with our Atraxa Angel. And there you have it, everybody. So that was our Poisonous Planeswalker led by Atraxa here in Brawl. And you tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? To be perfectly honest with you, I actually am really happy about this deck to the point where I'm actually putting it together in paper. But having said that, you kind of soften the footage. Anytime we were getting close to just start going off, our opponent just quit before we can actually really shine. And the decks that we faced where we lost, we kind of got steamrolled by one key card when we were so close to victory. But again, I can't be mad about that because that's just how singleton formats go. Still, having said that, I'm pretty satisfied overall with how it is on a budget, and I really think that this deck, if you then really kind of trick it out, can do some awesome, awesome things. So for those of you who are still watching at this point in the video, give a shout out below because you are my true fiery friends. And I'm about to show you right now, if you take the time to upgrade the deck, you're going to see how super awesome and powerful the deck really can become. Now, if you're honestly looking to really upgrade the deck, there's honestly a couple of things I can recommend for you. You actually, if you're willing to go full more serious and competitive, you might want to just get rid of all of the uncommon planeswalkers. I know. That kind of goes contradictory to how I wanted to build the deck, but if you want to get serious, that's mostly what you're going to want to do. But there are, of course, a couple of key planeswalkers that actually go well with the game plan. Ajani Sleeper Agent and Vraska Betrayer Sting. Both of them provide some ability in synergizing with either poison counters or proliferating. As far as actual support for the game plan, you have cards like Inexorable Tide here. Really great because when you cast a spell, it just simply proliferates, which can help accelerate your game plan very quickly. Other creatures that are Phyrexians that we didn't add in, such as Rhea, Ivor here, Bane of the Bladehold, can be great for you and can provide more support for your mites. You have Yawgmoth here. It's not a Phyrexian, but it does have the proliferate ability and helps you kind of become a great draw engine for your deck. Tezzeret's Gambit here can help you draw some cards and proliferate as well. And if you need something that's powerful and can help finish off your opponent quickly, Tyrannus Rex here, really powerful and really great because it has Toxic, has its own protection, and cannot be countered, making it very hard for your opponent to find a way to get rid of it. As far as, of course, the other upgrades I can recommend for you, just as always, I know I say this a million times in every single video, upgrade your land base. I cannot stress that enough, especially with a 4-color deck. So we have the fact that we now have some fetch lands, so the only ones you really can afford because we are specific in a commander deck, Windswept Heath and Polluted Delta are your options here, but they actually can fetch out for you a lot of good stuff. So get, of course, ideally the Triomes out, so add in Rafine's Tower, Spar's Headquarters, and Zangoth Triome to help you fix your mana a lot easier, especially with the fetch lands. As far as utility lands, they can help you provide a little bit more support. You have Cavernosaurus here, prevents your Phyrexian creatures, if you name that, from being countered, which is really great and really helpful for the deck. Karn's Bastion here can help us proliferate the entire board. Mana Confluence here can help fix your mana a lot easier for 4-color, as well as Spire of Industry. You can only activate it if you have an artifact, but considering that a lot of our mites are artifacts anyway, this should be very easy to maintain. And finally, the Seed Core here, which can actually turn one of your simple 1/1s into a 3/2, making it a little tougher for your opponent to deal with. But however you want to look at it, there are plenty of ways you can, of course, tinker with the deck. If you want to go full in on the poison, you have that opportunity. If maybe you want to do a Super Friends deck with Atraxa, that is a little bit of more of a different game style and different type of deck, but again, it is an option because you have that ability with how flexible Atraxa tends to be.
And with that, here are my final thoughts that I just want to give on the deck overall. Of course, this is definitely going to be a pet deck of mine that I've actually really liked to see kind of come to full fruition. But again, being on a budget means that we are going to have some limitations, as you saw from today. It definitely can be very janky at times when we want to make it work, but when it does go off, it's actually hilariously fun and very satisfying to do. So much so that I'm actually putting this together in paper for myself to put together as a fun, janky little commander deck that I can play with my friends. But overall, I can definitely say, if you are a fan of the poison / toxic mechanic, if you are a fan of rocking janky super friend style of gameplay, if you are a fan of, well, Atraxa, I know she's a kind of a powerful card, and a lot of people are not fond of her, but I am, and I still think that you can play her fairly, as we kind of tried to do today. I would definitely say, give this deck a try. Whether you want to play it in Brawl on Arena, or if you actually want to put it together in paper, it's going to be really satisfying to pull off those wins when they do come, despite how janky the deck is, and you'll definitely not be disappointed. That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later!